Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Private surveillance is helping Fargo police put more eyes on crime. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Ever considered surveillance cameras in your home, possibly your business?
Well, Fargo police have linked up with a national program called SafeCam, where privately owned cameras with the permission of the camera owner are used to catch criminals. Valley News Team's Krista Boehm takes a look at what the program means for you.
Fargo police know the more eyes on the lookout, the better the chance of solving a crime.
They involve interaction and collaboration with who I view as our most important partner in law enforcement, and that's the community that we serve.
Businesses and homeowners can register their own cameras online through SafeCam, and police will turn to the owner for help only if a crime occurs in an area of a registered camera.
They can decide they do not want to give us the video. The video belongs to them, but to be perfectly honest, if a crime occurs and we know there's video, I mean, there's a possibility that video could get subpoenaed.
Police hope the free and voluntary service will also deter crime by putting a sticker similar to this one outside the home or business of a registered camera.
Since it's like, you know, there's a crime that's already happened, and if they were going about it that way, then I think it's just a great way to get more information.
Most people I spoke to say the idea of SafeCam would be best used for downtown, where there's already support for more city-owned cameras outside to help keep an eye on the crime.
Public perception is that better to be sure than be sorry. And, you know, in this day and age, everybody kind of carries a camera with them with their smartphone.
Just one more way police are aiming to keep each corner of the city safe. Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
Police say all the information you use to register will only be available for Fargo Police. You can unregister your camera at any time as well. To learn how to register, though, you can go to valleynewslive.com and then click on this story.
The driver of a car was taken to the hospital tonight after hitting a parked vehicle and then rolling. It happened around 6:30 this evening on the 2800 block of 8th Street North in Fargo. Investigators say the driver told them that he was not wearing his seat belt at the time of the crash. Police say the injuries appeared to be minor.
Minnesota Republicans say they will strive for $2 billion in still unspecified tax cuts in a budget that would squeeze spending primarily in health and welfare programs. The GOP outlined an opening bid towards upcoming negotiations with Mark Dayton. The plan would hold the state's two-year budget under $40 billion. The goal is to slow down the growth of the state government. The plan is roughly $3 billion slimmer than Dayton's budget.
Still awaiting information on what's recorded on one of the black boxes found at the crash site of a Germanwings Airbus plane. It crashed in a remote area of the French Alps, killing all 144 passengers on board. The airliner has been found in pieces, none of them bigger than a small car. Authorities were unable to retrieve bodies today, with the frozen ground complicating the effort.
Your digital privacy is at the center of a debate in the Minnesota Capitol. The legislature is taking up the issue of unreasonable searches and seizures as it relates to electronics and data. One constitutional lawyer in the Valley feels it's lawmakers responding to long-standing claims that the government has been tapping phones, stealing emails, and generally spying on its people.
I think it's a sign that we are responding to the fact that the government is overstepped. And we need to do that today, because if we don't do something, I don't know what else they're going to start listening to, but it's kind of scary.
Representative Paul Marquardt says this is just another case of technology outpacing legislation, and he feels there are other ways to protect your digital privacy than a constitutional amendment.
Some of the school boundaries within the Fargo district are changing. They were approved tonight with the intention of taking care of projected overcrowding at Discovery and Davies. They're also meant to ensure equitable programming at all secondary schools. Tonight's approval came despite some public concerns.
Presenting one proposal which has unanimous preliminary approval from the board does not make people feel that you're welcoming feedback. It feels like the second part, informing of a decision.
When it's in a neighborhood that we've moved into for specific reasons for the schools, and we have invested a lot of our time and effort, it's something that's going to be very difficult to adjust to those changes, and we would certainly appreciate having an opportunity in the future to have communications up front.
The boundary changes will be implemented in the 2016-17 school year, and to view the changes, you can go to our website on valleynewslive.com. You have plenty of choices in Fergus Falls when it comes to eateries, about 50. We're here to help narrow down that list in this week's restaurant report card.
Valley News Team's Christina Craig found some eateries have improved, but not all of them.
With your health and safety in mind, environmental inspectors regularly check food establishments to make sure everything's up to code. Our first stop is at Cafe 116. Let's check it out. In their most recent inspection, Cafe 116 was slapped 12 total violations, 4 critical.
I totally understand. I mean, I eat out too, and I don't want to get sick from food, and our customers really like how fresh our food is, so we want to make sure that we keep it fresh.
Owner Jennifer Davis tells us all violations have been corrected.
There's nothing to hide, right?
Next up, Bello Cucina. In their recent inspection, they were cited 9 violations, 4 critical.
This identifies that, we've got julienne onions in here. This was made on 3/22.
Lack of date marking is one of the criticals among discarding liquor bottles with fruit flies in it and repairing a sink spray faucet.
Did you fix all the critical violations?
The one we have not fixed yet is the mop sink. We're still trying to figure out the budget.
Lastly, we paid a visit to the local VFW. They had 13 marks on their health report. 4 were critical. Some of the more severe violations: salad was not held at the proper temperature and old food found in a cooler had to be trashed. Management says all the appropriate changes have been made.
Instead of stocking our bar full, we put less product out, check it more often, and throw it away at the end of the day.
What it all boils down to:
we just have to be ready for them whenever, so it's not like we have time to fudge anything.
Constantly keeping restaurant management on their feet. In Fergus Falls, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
Now, it's not all bad. This week's Clean Plate Award goes to The Spot along Lincoln Avenue. They had a spotless inspection.
We also have one Fargo restaurant that was brought to our attention from a concerned viewer. We checked it out. Sure enough, the Huddle House along 39th Street South was cited 3 critical violations in their most recent health inspection. Management lacked food safe certification, and employees were handling ready-to-eat food with their bare hands. Those are just some of the major violations.
The health department helped me, the lady, in that. So, I mean, everything's been fixed. The hoods are getting done tonight, so we're up to par.
Management also added that they are continuing to upgrade or update old appliances. If you'd like to have a look at our previous restaurant report cards, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, where you'll learn more.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, we'd be excited if we could enjoy some spring-like weather, but we're actually seeing flakes start to move into our western counties.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Yeah, it'll be a different start to our day tomorrow. We've battled wind all day, and here is a look at those peak wind speeds we saw as we tallied up the wind totals. 46 mile-per-hour gusts cause leaf bags to blow down the road, trash cans to blow over, and well, it was tough to carry a 4x8 sheet of plywood out there today. 33 mile-per-hour gusts in Gwinner, 44 mile-per-hour gusts in the Cheyenne River Valley of Valley City. Here's our storm system wrapping around now. It's changing over to snow as it moves into the Twin Cities and Interstate 35 corridor, but up here still warm enough for rain. Now, things are really changing to snow on Interstate 94, and out in the western and central portion of the Dakotas, we have no travel advisories already issued, because roads are getting pretty icy out there, and once again visibility is reduced because remember all the wind that's coming with this snow. Here's the latest, and one thing we can do is track the exact location of the center of this storm right next to the Devil's Lake Basin. All these isobars mean the air is going to be in an awful hurry out ahead of it. It's from that southerly direction. Behind it, though, it's becoming northerly, tugging that cool Canadian air down into the central Dakotas, changing everything into snow. Now, Jamestown, we are hearing reports of a few flakes flying. We see the deeper blues on the radar screen there. Carrington, the snow is just pushing in, and visibilities in and around the Jamestown area are under 2 miles at times. And as you travel farther west where it's been snowing for a little longer, things will get slippery out there. And take precautions along Highway 2 and Highway 200 as well, with some blustery conditions there. The latest DOT cam shows that indeed right now out near Jamestown, it is dark. 36 degrees in Devil's Lake, 32 Wahpeton and Detroit Lakes, 37 for Roseau and Oaks, and the wind continues to be quite gusty region-wide. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. The center of low pressure moving out of the Devil's Lake Basin right over Hallock. By the time we get to 3 in the morning, I paused it in case you're outside. The snow will be moving into the northern Red River Valley. There'll be bands of moderate snow at times. And not a lot of folks will be out driving around in this, but we'll be right in the midst of a wind shift from the southerly wind to westerly and then northwesterly. Notice Fargo could see some light snow during the overnight. By the time we rise and shine, it should be exiting into Clay County, Becker County, and all the way up through the Roseau County and Lake of the Woods County areas. But the wind starts picking up from the northwest through the mid-morning hours, gusting to 40 miles per hour. So there'll be some blowing snow. The roads could be quite icy in spots, but snow exits so by midday. But the wind is persistent into the afternoon hours. Temperatures peaking close to 40 degrees, but it will feel more like it's in the upper 20s for the better part of the day. Late in the evening, the wind really does take a little bit of a break, and it'll probably be the nicest time of the day, albeit quite cool. Still talking 1 to possibly as many as 3 inches right along the international border. That's the best chance for some more significant accumulations. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We're going to have that rain and changing over to snow as we go through the 3 to 6 o'clock in the morning hour here in Fargo. Temperatures hovering in those mid-30s for most of the overnight. Then for tomorrow, temperatures peaking close to 40, 36 Grand Forks at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 33 for Devil's Lake. Snow moving out of parts of central Minnesota in the afternoon. Temperatures in the low to mid-30s out there. Planning forecast, Edgeley, a lot of geese seen out there from our friend Gene Hansen, capturing a glorious shot of the migrating birds. Planning forecast shows once we get through this hiccup in the forecast, well, things get a whole lot better. Our appetite for spring weather increases. Maybe feel like going out and getting some popcorn chicken Saturday and Sunday. Wow, temperatures near the 50s, and we have 60s on there. It looks like we're going to enjoy some spring. It'll be a real gas.
Popcorn chicken, huh?
I like popcorn chicken.
Where did that come from?
Yeah,
I like popcorn.
Okay.
But it's chicken. Okay.
Hey,
He's
left
just
field.
kind of floats every now and then. Still to come tonight, the tax mistakes to avoid so you don't run into problems this filing season.
But first, another major surgery for Angelina Jolie. How she's once again using this to inform and educate women about cancer.